We have a pasuk in Parshas Devorim. It says, "Lo sakiru panim b'mishpat, kekatan kagadol tishmon, lo segurim ne'ish." So it says over here that a person is supposed to, a Dayan is supposed to judge fairly without being makipun to anyone, because judgment is for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The simple meaning is that it's something that is HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling you to do it, and therefore you shouldn't be scared and so on. Rabbi Chaya here has a new understanding, and he says, "Kai mishpat l'kimhu, ma shatem donim le'adam ena mishpat l'adam." When you judge someone and you misjudge him, you judge him not fairly, it doesn't stay as affecting that person. Because if you if you force someone to pay unjustly, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will pay him back in a different way. And you're sinning against Hashem. You are costing Hashem money because he's going to pay him back what the loss that he gained that he had. And it brings a pasuk by Yeshafat. It says, Now, obviously, this is something that is quite deep. It touches on something mystical, but let's just try to get a sense of what it's trying to say. We would think the opposite. Hashem is not lacking in money. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has all the gold and all the silver in the world that you could possibly want. So that's not, if it's coming out of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's pocket, if I was not terribly if my scruples were not terribly great, I would say, listen, it's a win-win situation. I'm getting money to wherever I want it to go, for whatever reason. And the person bribed me, or who knows what. And this other guy is not losing anything because Hashem is paying out of pocket. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes to me with a taina that I lost money, what am I going to tell them? That, believe me, you're not missing money. The whole thing doesn't seem to really ring well. But what are we trying to say? Let's try and understand this a little bit, what its meaning is. We understand that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants certain things in this world, and things have to be in the way and the manner that he wishes it to be. That is HaKadosh Baruch Hu's ratzon. We understand HaKadosh Baruch Hu put into this world a system of mishpat and din that is really what nature is all about. So the laws of nature work that way, that if there is if on one side we have a positive charge, negative ions will have to go to that side, and vice versa. Everything in the world of nature is carefully balanced, and you can't, quote unquote, pull a fast one. It is the hallmark of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's immutable bria, that all the pieces are exact, they fit precisely, and there is no way to fool around with any of it. That's something that's very, very fundamental to understanding HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, when we have something that is that's as far as nature goes and things of that way. We also understand that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu has declared any mishpat in the world, then it will happen no matter what. The area where we tend to feel different are the areas of personal acquisition. This person made money, this person lost money, this person is well-to-do, this person is missing. All of those things that are part and parcel of what normal commerce and economics and things like that. Over there, we tend to think this person made money, this person that. There's no law of nature. So when I steal from somebody, I'm doing something unjust and hurtful, but I'm not upsetting the law of nature and there's no reason why it would in any way have to rebound or come round in any way. This person lost because I stole. So the pasuk is telling me, "Kamishpat Kimhu," or "Kalil Hashem," means that the natural economic order that is in the world, that Reuven became wealthy and Shimon lost money, and there was a transfer from A to B to C and so on. All of those are a certain hashgacha that has become, so to speak, a fact. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has declared that such and such person shall have this amount of money and so on. However, we also have Bechira. So on the face of it, HaKadosh Baruch Hu allows Bechira to run things. So if Reuven goes and steals money from Shimon, so Reuven has the money and Shimon is missing it. And that's why when we catch him, we force him to pay it back. There is a world of Bechira that allows for people to do things that are not the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted it. But since the economic balance of the world is something HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is ma'ashir and ma'ani, HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes people wealthy and poor, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will always have to make it right. So on the face of it, I took from Reuven. Reuven has less, I have more, but somewhere HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to have to rebalance it. Because mishpat means the economic fabric of the world is HaKadosh Baruch Hu's. Now, the Gemara says that if somebody forces HaKadosh Baruch Hu to do a nace, it is something that is bad. The Oni Amagel and other cases where certain Tanoim Amoraim did something, and there was pushback that you quote unquote being matriach HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which means HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not want the world to run with constant nisim. He wants the world to run with a teva type of manner, and therefore, anytime we do something which forces HaKadosh Baruch Hu to do something not the way he had designed it, it's wrong. It's something that is not appropriate. Now, we apply it to this also once we understand that the economic order of the world is also Ratzon Hashem. So if Reuven's field grew a tremendous amount of Tvua and Shimon did not, this is part of the Hanhaga. This is part of the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu wished that the world behaved, that it be. If I steal from Reuven and give to Shimon, I can't really do it in the long run. So just like if I force something against gravity, as soon as I let loose, it's going to fall because it's being pulled by gravity. Here also, at the minute my bechira is out of play, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will somehow make the money come back. So at this point, we have understanding of what it means to Mishra Lakim. Whenever you are making a misjudgment, then what you're doing in effect is distorting the Ratzon Hashem and forcing HaKadosh Baruch Hu to engage in a hanhaga which is shelo kederech hateva. It's something which is bad. In other words, it's not only a sin against the other person; it's a sin against HaKadosh Baruch Hu in a very fundamental way. I am forcing him to conduct his hashgach in this world in a way that is shelo kederech hateva, and that's bad. So when a Dayan is osek in mishpat, the Gemara says that koladon din emes lamito, if somebody judges truthfully and appropriately, it's nasa shut of ma'aser. It's as if he becomes a partner to the creation of the world. The way Rabbi Bachai explains it, this makes a lot of sense. It means that the economic order in the world is something which is very much in a part and parcel of the function of the world. And therefore, it is something which is akin to Ma'aser Bereishis. Ma'aser Bereishis deals with physical facts. Mishpat deals with economic facts. There are no less ritzonos of Hashem and facts than that. If a person judges rightfully, so that's meant to be part of the process. Even if, let's give a theoretical example. Imagine that the judge, the Dayan, followed all the rules as the way it should be, but it's still wrong. In other words, the witnesses lied and he did his best to see if the judge was not. Then that's part of the derech hamishpat of the world. And then he's not causing any distortion. But if he plays around willfully, he plays around with the din and distorts it, he's not only stealing from the person, which is bad enough as it is, but he's really, really distorting HaKadosh Baruch Hu's bria. Just like a Dayan who is done did emes lamito is a shutta Ma'aser Bereishis. A Dayan who's not done emes lamito, he's not trying to do a correct thing, is the opposite. He's destroying the bria. And that's why he says, kimhu, and what you're going to do is distort it. So the pasuk, the way Rabbi Bachai explains it, is telling us he's portraying for us. He's really delineating what is it that a Dayan does. A judge is not just arbitrating between two litigants. He is part and parcel of the very fabric of the world, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants mishpat. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants the economic order that's laid out in the world. It all came because of hashgacha. The Dayan, when he adjudicates correctly, is becoming a partner to it, and he is a partner to creation, which is an incredibly significant act. If chas v'sholom he willfully is distorting, then he's destroying that, and that's where and that's the outlook of it.